So this is a dish that I love to make because it has a really cool story and it's really, really delicious. This recipe is from 1881 and it's from a book called What Mrs. Fisher Knows About Old Southern Cooking. She was the first African-American woman to write a cookbook, and it's just filled full of all these neat little things. And this is one of my favorite ones because this was a cool way to utilize the leftover rice from the night before. This rice has been aged for 3 years with wild bay laurel plants. And that was an old technique that they used to ship rice in barrels because there's a chemical in the bay that actually keeps insects away, but it also flavors the rice. It just goes so well with the aromatics that are already in Carolina Gold rice. So we're gonna take that once it's cooked and then make these really neat griddle cakes. We're gonna use a rice cooker, and it's like the easiest thing in the world. It's equal parts Carolina Gold rice. I like to put a fresh bay leaf in there, and then equal parts water. Salt. And then it's gonna take about 10 to 15 minutes to cook, and then we'll cool the rice down and make the griddle cakes. So now the rice is beautifully cooked. Fluff it up a little bit. So I'm gonna take this now that's cooked and cool it off in the fridge for about 4 or 5 minutes. Now that the rice is nice and cool, it's time to make the cakes. And this is a very traditional cornmeal batter that we use a lot in the South for cornbread, for hoe cakes, for Johnny cakes, for hush puppies. It's buttermilk, lard, egg, cornmeal. When I make these, I like for it to be mostly rice. The batter just kind of holds it together so that the flavor of the rice comes through. It's important to gently fold it because I don't want to break up all those beautiful grains of rice. I'm gonna add a little bit of chive, a little salt. You can see that consistency. It's kind of holding together and it's kind of bound with the rice and the cornmeal. And it's a good amount of oil in there. That's just a little canola oil. So a really important part is to make sure that the pan is the correct temperature. It can't be too hot, it can't be too cold. If it's too cold, they'll get too greasy and soak up too much of the oil. If it's too hot, then it'll burn the bottom and the inside won't cook. That's a good sound. And that's what you're looking for. You want like a nice little sizzle all the way around the cake. I'm gonna take my hand and just kind of like make it even. So basically I'm just checking the bottom for nice even browning. These are the best ones I've ever made. So now they're nice and golden brown on both sides. The cornmeal's cooked all the way through. Just gonna drain them. So at the restaurant, the way we serve these is just like this. Put a few of them on the plate. And then a bowl of pimento cheese, so very, very classic. And that's it. Carolina Rice Griddle Cakes from 1881 with pimento cheese. This is like humble food, which to me is the best food.